Let's see how many people we got. 5 people. Just wait for a few more people to join and then I'll get started. This is going to be a really quick stream anyway. I just, a couple quick things I wanted to run through, which we'll go over in a second. Let's let some more people jump on. And then other people can just watch the live stream later. They can watch the playback, but give it a few more minutes. Not even a few more minutes. I'll explain in a minute why. To people who aren't in the group, I'll explain why the screen looks kind of like a mess. A lot of my charts do, just because I keep stuff on there forever. That's pretty much the explanation. Like, we ever drop down to BTC ever again, this is going to be absolutely crucial to have these old supports on there, so you never want to get rid of that sort of stuff. Little details like that sort of stuff that I work on with the group in my educational group. Calavine, we'll talk about that stuff in the group. I'm not going to go over any of my trades because this is open to the public. I just wanted to give a quick insight into what we do in the group, in the educational group. So I'm going to go through a bunch of concepts. I'll just get started now. People who aren't here now, who come in later, can watch it from the beginning later on replay. I'm going to do a playback of everything BTC has done with all the crazy shit I have all over the chart. And it goes really quick. It's set to, every 0.5 seconds it updates. And I want to explain, as we got to different places, how I so quickly was able to adapt and know exactly what was going on and what tools I was using. A lot of it's going to be for people on Twitter who aren't in our educational group. People who are in our basic group that aren't in the premium group that don't do educational live streams with me aren't going to understand a lot of this stuff. But I'm going to just tell you what it is, and if it's something you want to learn more about, go research it. And then if you really need help with it and you want to work with me to learn it, I'd be happy to teach you, but it's not something you need me for. You can figure it out on your own. I'm just showing you sort of what tools I use and how I figure it out. So we're going to run through this recent BTC call, which was incredibly accurate. And then I'll quickly run through where I see potentially BTC moving. I have a BNB trade here. I'll share this one publicly. It was a really good entry because it's right on my IchEMA supports. So one of the quick things I want to tell you guys, for people who don't know, my IchEMA model is the 55 EMA, the 99 EMA, the top of the Ichimoku cloud, and the bottom of the Ichimoku cloud. Create 4 dynamic supports. That's really the principal. That's pretty much the entirety of my IchEMA model. There's some other details that go into it, but those 4 dynamic supports are absolutely crucial. And you're going to see that just in this one replay on Bitcoin. And that only applies on the hourly chart. It doesn't work the same on other charts. But anyway, I have a play on BNB right now. Carlos, you'll see in the chat, was excited for it. Well, that's because it looks pretty good because it's bouncing right off of the lower EMA here. I have a lot of plays that have nice setups like that. I'll share my Quantum one with you too. Screw it. Quantum broke out, right? I got in right here as soon as I saw it bounce off the 99. Told the guys in the group, guys, we might want to get in. We're bouncing hard off the 99. This is going to have some good continued support on the way up. And sure enough, got the breakout. And everybody in the group who got in with me is now up 4% on it. We can move our stop losses up to the entry price. It becomes a risk-free trade, and everything from that point forward is profit. It's a really great trading strategy that we use. So if you guys want to join the group, I'd love to have you. But as of right now, I'm pretty sure there's only like 3 slots. I'm trying to set a limit and stay strict to it. I don't want to go beyond it, so I'm really not letting more people into the premium group until some people expire. But some people expire and don't renew like every week, so it's not like it's going to be some exclusive thing that's hard to get into. It's just a fucking crypto group, All right, let's get started. That's the basics. Support and resistance are the most important tools you have. Then my IchEMA model is absolutely crucial. You can see where I'll have a support right here, and then later on it'll end up getting hit exactly. So I always leave those on the screen in the future. I always have them. I want to know exactly where those supports were in the past. And then in the future, after you bounce right here and you have a support noted, you want to know that wick is going to bounce there, and this wick is going to bounce there. So you're going to see that on the BTC chart as well. So back to the BTC chart. Tons of different supports where I have key resistance, key support, SR, final support, short-term breakout target, and key support. So that stuff is just on the chart, and you're going to see this entire move from Bitcoin play out. Where I was putting these different things on the chart are going to be important because I can quickly point out to you about how well my model works. So let's do it. Let's run through it. We hit play on this playback. Where is it? Where's it starting from? Should go. Whoops. Yeah, I was going from here. All right. So the initial breakup, right? We got rejected. Whoops. We got rejected really hard off of this. So I said, all right, that's going to be a major resistance. And that's why I developed this resistance, which was key, because I was able to create a range. We bounced off the bottom here. So I had this strong bottom support and this strong resistance up top. Look where we kept bouncing. And now look, when we didn't go all the way down to the green support, look where we were bouncing. Right at the top of the cloud, we're riding the top of the cloud. We're bouncing right off of the 55 EMA right here, right off of the 99 EMA right here. We're riding right along the top of the cloud right there. Those are all my IchEMA supports. That's why when I talk about my IchEMA model, it's incredible because those four dynamics always come in. Look, it slammed back down. Look, 55 EMA gave it support, bounced right back up. It can't get back down below the 55 EMA because it's a major support. We keep bouncing off and getting rejected from the resistance up top, this major resistance, because we're getting forced up because of my IchEMA model. We finally do crack back down, cut through everything, which was unexpected. Then we bounce again off of a prior support that I had set from back over here. That's why it's important you have your supports identified earlier on. We start moving back up, and now we're having trouble getting through the EMAs because they also serve as resistance when they're above the price action. Same thing with the Ichimoku cloud. So my IchEMA model works both ways. And you can see every time you get these candles and wicks that are jumping during this playback, they'll bounce right off of the top of the cloud. They'll bounce right off of the 55 and the 99 EMA. You constantly see those supports acting as really strong support or resistance because they are really strong support or resistance, and that's one of the crucial aspects of my entire model. So we're moving along. We were going down bearish for a little while, but I knew that we had such a strong resistance here, we were going to go up. So then we start cracking through. I immediately went on Twitter and said that this red box somewhere in there was going to be the bottom of this move. I don't know if you guys on Twitter who aren't in the group remember, but it was a pretty cool call because we did bottom right in that target zone, and then we started moving back up, and we didn't turn back since. We kind of blew through all of those resistances, and at that point, my confidence went sky high. I put something on the chart that said as soon as we break above our short-term breakout target here, we're just going to open up. We're wide open to run, and that's what was going to happen. We were just trading between this range. There was a very particular range we were looking at, and as soon as we break through it, we're good to go. So you see here, this is forming almost an ascending triangle. You have this top support, this top resistance, and you have my IchEMA coming up, creating more support. Finally, it pushes it through, and once we get through, like I said, once we break this major, this is going to be a super breakout target. As soon as we get through this major resistance, that's what happens. So now we're up, we're operating freely, bouncing around between these support and resistances, just like I said. I had this support and resistance on the chart from several days prior, and I knew that by keeping them on the chart, they were going to come in handy up here, and sure enough, look, we're getting rejected off this yellow line like 10 times in a row. So I'm just giving you lesson after lesson here. It's crucial that you keep these things on the chart so you have them at your disposal and you can use them whenever you need them in the future. We keep moving up through these different resistance levels, and then watch what happens. Then you're going to see an utter explosion when we finally break through my top resistance, and that's when we just go into crazy town, right? So now we're up in crazy town, and you could still see my model playing itself out. I had set this a month and a half in advance. My wave 3 target was the 1618 extension right here at 5,300. So the fact that we actually hit that target so precisely tells me that BTC is trading very accurately on Fibonacci extension levels. Then for the correction, I thought we'd come back down, and look what happened. We test the 55 EMA, super support, bounce back up. I thought we would come back down originally and break through the support and drop all the way down to the 382. The 236 has been so strong that hasn't happened yet. And now we're getting to where we are right now. So I want to clarify where I was talking and shit and saying, oh, my model's so great on Twitter. I still think it is possible. So I want to share with you what I think could happen. I still think it is possible that my original count was just slightly wrong. Instead of it being an ABC with this C going down to my lower target for this wave 4, Instead, it would be more like this. This whole move was an A, that whole move is going to be B, and then we're going to get a C that takes us down to that 382. So I still see it happening. And that's why I made a video and said, guys, I'm still pretty sure in the next 3 or 4 days, or in the next few days, we could totally see that still happen. But I admit I can't be wrong. I'm not really that arrogant. I just joke around a lot. If I am wrong, and if what actually did happen is we had so much bullish activity that we did have the ABC I originally expected, except the C couldn't breach below the 236 Fibonacci retracement because it was such a strong support that it just continued wave 5 from there. So instead of wave 4 going down to where I thought it was going to go at the 302, maybe it did just finish off at the 236. And it's as simple as that. If that's the case, then we aren't going to see a correction just yet until we finish wave 5. And my wave 5 target is still the same that it always was, which is 5682. So no matter what, I see us going up to 5500 to 5700. I think 5680 is a really strong target because it's a one-to-one extension of wave 1. But the way we get there is where the question still lies. Does this become a larger ABC and take me down to the original 382 retracement target, which would be great because then I would get stopped out of my trades with all of my capital. I'd have a shit ton of extra capital left over so I could buy in at those much lower prices. Then we could ride that super big wave 5. But I don't want to miss out because I'm expecting that to happen, right? Because maybe, like I said, this was such a bullish action that we didn't get that deep retracement, and this is all the correction we're getting, and now we're already in wave 5. That's why you want to get into trades now. And if we do run all the way up to 5,600, you're going to make some solid profits on those alt trades. But if you have a really close, tight stop loss on all of your trades, if we do end up collapsing and take a wave C down to 382, you're not really losing much. You're only losing 2 or 3% of your capital. Then when you get down to the bottom, you still have all of it available. So it's a win-win. If I'm wrong about that correction and we go right up to my wave 5 target, you're making a bunch of money. If I'm right about my wave 5 target, you're going to get stopped out with almost all of your capital and have an opportunity to buy at a dramatically lower price before we go up to that same target. It's win-win. You cannot lose as long as you play it right. You need to be able to enter trades well. You need to be able to set stop losses well and manage your risk. There's a lot of things that go into it. That's the sort of stuff we work on in my educational group, so I can't really do that with you guys now. Otherwise, what the hell do they pay me for? But at some point, maybe if we do enough videos and do some more live streams in the private group, I can share some publicly with you guys later so I can get more free content out there. But as you can tell, this video would normally be what we just went over, a 3-hour video with the group. It takes a lot of time, so it's not something where I can just put it all out there for free, but I like to help out when I can. I'm hoping this at least was informative and it gives you an idea of how I came up with this model that was so impressive up until at least this correction conundrum. You heard some terms. You could rewatch this. You can go and research those terms and see if you can get better with them. And if you do decide that you want to get a teacher to help you learn them, then let me know. I'd be happy to help. And if you don't want to work with me because I joke around too much on Twitter, then I know a lot of guys who have really good groups I can point you to. Alright, well that's it. That was what I wanted to do in this video. I'm going to go back and chat with the premium group members because we're going over some potential altcoin trades we're in right now. So I'll kill the trade and I'll be around, or kill the stream, and I'll be around on Twitter for another 30 minutes or so until I get to sleep. If you guys want to hit me up or something, whatever. Thanks for coming by. Later.